What's up, everyone? It is your girl Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into my favorite cream products. So y'all know everybody's crazy about cream products, all about the cream products. Everybody's using cream products, so I thought I'd share some of my favorite cream products with you all. So let's get into it, girl, because y'all know I'll talk a while. So I'm gonna start off with honorable mentions. So I have two honorable mentions. They're both from Charlotte Tilbury. So I have the Hollywood Contour Wand in the shade Medium Deep, and then I have the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand in the shade Pillow Talk Dream Pop. So these are honorable mentions because she is the originator of the little poofy thing, or at least everybody believes she is. I'm not 100% sure, but since I know everybody believes it to be so, I'm just going along with it. So the contour wand, y'all know everybody raised by the thing, talks about how wonderful it is. My whole thing is shade range issue. I feel like she's had ample time to fix the shade range issue, and she has it. That's why it's just an honorable mention to me. It's not one that I'm going to tell you is one of my favorites, because I mean the color barely shows up on me as it is, and then I have to put other stuff underneath it. So that's why I feel like it's an honorable mention. It's not necessarily something I'm crazy about, but since she originated, I wanted to put it in here. Same thing with these matte beauty blush one. She originally had like the shimmering one, and this is like the best shade for some of my skin tone, but then again she only has one shade for some of my skin tone, just so she has one shade of this for some of my skin tone, and this one barely works for my skin tone, and this one is more like a universal one that everybody can wear. So I'm mentioning it. It's an honorable mention, but it's not anything that I think's right home about it. You actually need to have, because so many people have duped it and done it better and been more inclusive. So I just, you know, she's an honorable mention, and that's it. Let's get into these bronzers now. Well, I guess I should do the highlighter because I only have one highlighter. So I have the Kosas Glow IV Vitamin Infused Skin Enhancer. I personally like to mix this in my foundation, but I think of it as a highlighter that you mix in with your foundation. So I have the shade Recharge, which is sheer deep tan. The thing about these, and the funny thing is, like, everybody's telling me that like for the lighter skin tones, they have a whole bunch of glitter in them. But for the ones for my skin tone, or like Karen Harris's skin tone, which is tan, and this is supposed to be a sheer deep tan and deeper, like they don't have any shimmer to them, so it just looks like a nice glow from within. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I really like to use this in my foundation. I was tempted to put this in the best skin products foundation video that I got coming up that I'm going to film after this, but I was just like, I prefer to put it in the highlighter video because I have seen people use it as a highlighter, but I mix it in with my foundation. So since it's a highlighter glowy-esque product, I figured it was okay to go in here, because otherwise I would have had no highlighters to choose from either. So that's another reason I put it in here. But that's what I have to start off with. Now we're going to get into the bronzers, and then we'll end with the blushes. So I don't have that many bronzers, so this shouldn't take that long. Sorry, I do have a lot of bronzers. Sorry, I have like 7 or 8. Okay, so I'll start with the ones I read up on. So during the sale, I bought the Rare Beauty, what is this? Full of Life bronzer stick. Believe it or not, I had to buy a new one because I used mine all up. I told y'all I love the formula of this product. It's just I hate the shade. Like, I wish this wasn't so red and undertone, but it does go on pretty quick and easy. It blends out nicely, so that's why I went ahead and just bought another one, because I was like, summer is coming and it'll be quick and easy for me to use for work or whatever. But the other one I plan on using for summer is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I brought my brand new one in Dark Deep again. I felt stupid though, because then he had a sale on his website for 25% off, so I could have got an extra 5% off, but it wasn't that big a deal because I figured out I had to pay shipping. But since I was gonna buy those moisture glows, I probably wouldn't have, but I digress. We're past that. But this is what it looks like. This is the deepest shade they have. I like to use this one in the summertime. I have one now that's in the shade Dark that I'm probably gonna be saving for the wintertime, because I really love the formula on that. It's nice and easy to blend out, but it gives you this gorgeous skin like glow and bronze effect to the face. So I definitely recommend this product. If I had to recommend out of the ones I've shown so far, these are two of my favorites. I do like the Makeup by Mario, what is this one called? The Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in the shade Dark too. I didn't get the shade Dark Deep in this one just because I was trying it out and I didn't know how I was going to feel about the product, but I really like this as well. Oh Lord, y'all, I switched it up. I guess I had it turned up too high. But yeah, I really love this product. I think it works really nicely. As you can see, I've been using it a bit because the shape of it is not the way it started out, but it's a really great product that I really am enjoying and enjoy trying out. So those are the 3 I would definitely recommend easily. If you want something that works easily and quickly, you don't have to worry about the way you blend it. You can just be blending and not even paying attention. It'll turn out nicely. That's how nice and well those products work out. Next, I have the Danessa Myricks Beauty. What is this called? The Powder Bronzer Matte Bronzing and Shaping Cream. I have the shade Deep. The thing about this is you need to lose a light hand with this. Don't dig into this a lot because honey, she is pigmented and she a little thick. So just be mindful when using this product because it's super thick, but it has a gorgeous color to it and it does blend out to a nice somewhat powdery type finish to it. I still set mine with powder because y'all know I got oily combination skin. We can't take no chances, but I feel like if you have dry skin or normal skin, you should be able to blend this out and you won't have to set it with anything. So this is a gorgeous product. It's reasonably priced too. I like this one as well. It's just because it's so pigmented. If you pick up too much, you have to, you know, you might have a situation. So that's why I'm not necessarily just recommending it off the bat. Ooh, y'all, I still got more bronzers, child. Next, I have the Tower 28. Now, this is an honorable mention, believe it or not, even though I've hit pan on it. This is in the shade Simon. I feel like this is a little bit harder to blend, but I was trying it out to make sure that's how I felt about it. And it is. I feel like it's harder to blend and it takes longer to blend. And then you have to constantly dip back into it in order to pick up more product to blend it out. So I feel like I have to dip in this too many times and it's a little too stiff for my liking. So I don't plan on buying it again. I'm going to finish it up because I did buy it, but I'm not impressed with this one at all. I know my girl Stephanie or Babs Beauty here on YouTube actually likes this, but I'm just not a fan. Just like she's not a fan of my Glow Recipe serum primer, which I was shocked about. But you know, again, personal preference, personal preference. Next, I have the LYS No Limitations bronzer stick in the shade Strength. I wear the shade Strength when it comes to the powder one and it comes to the cream one. This glides on the skin amazingly. I love the little tip on it, the hourglass like tip it has to it, where you can just sculpt the skin very nicely and easily, and it blends out really nicely. And then their powder bronzer go on top of it just looks stunning. I am in love, in here for it, and love this product. So I definitely recommend this one too. And this one's more affordable than all the other ones I just showed you because LYS is an affordable, clean, black owned beauty brand in Sephora. So I really recommend that one as well. So if you don't like the undertone of the Rare Beauty one, like I'm not necessarily crazy about it because it's red tone, you can buy the LYS one and it would be a great alternative for you. Okay, next I have the Charlotte's Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer. I do recommend this bronzer. I still think she needs more shades though because I have the deepest shade. I have the darkest shade for it in deep. It is pretty deep. It's deeper than the contour one, but I still feel like she could go deeper with it. Like I feel like it should be like Makeup by Mari. You got a deep or a dark and then you got a dark deep. So I feel like she still needs one more shade. And I heard some other people say like the shades are too yellow when there's some lighter skin tones. And then if I remember correctly, Karen said like the tan shade was a little too light for her. But then the one for me is a little too deep, so she doesn't really have a shade. So I'm still hearing complaints from people, even though, you know, she does never listen to our complaints, or else there would be more shade selections and lots of things people have been saying for years. So I do like this product though, and I like this better than the contour one. So I figured, you know, like with a negative we could have a positive, and this would be the positive of this being a nice one. But if you're tan, I hear there's not really a shade for you. You'd have to buy my shade and use an extremely light hand. And for lighter skin tones, I've heard them saying it was like too yellow or gray or something to that effect. So just keep that in mind if you're tan or on the lighter end, that the color might necessarily work for you perfectly based upon what I've heard other creators on the platform say. Okay, now the last one I have to talk about is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour. I have the shade Tan Deep here, but I also have the, I have the shade, I think medium tan or just tan, and then I bought the shade Tan Deep. I really like this product. I think it works really nicely. I like the Milani one as well, but the Milani one you have to like try to blend it out pretty quickly because it dries down pretty fast. So I would say go ahead and get the e.l.f. one. It's gorgeous. e.l.f. always has really good deals, and it's a quality product. And again, e.l.f. came for the color. So if I swatch this against the, matter of fact, let's do that. Let's swatch this against the Charlotte's Tilbury so you can see what I'm talking about when it comes to depth. But I feel like theirs definitely has a little more depth than hers does, which I can appreciate. And I think there was one more shade after this shade, if I remember correctly. See what I'm saying? Like this is Tan Deep for sorry, this is Medium Deep for Charlotte Tilbury. Now this is just Tan Deep for e.l.f. You see the huge difference in the shades? Like this is so much deeper than this, and this is supposed to be deep, medium deep. To me, this is more like at best for a tan person. So I feel like maybe Karen could pull this off, but after that, like I don't see anybody else being able to wear it. So it's like, where is that deep, Charlotte? You should have just wrote medium tan on it and kept it moving, because there is no way that this is deep. This is close to my skin tone, so how the hell is that a contour? And it's kind of warm to me for a contour, but maybe it's just because my skin is deeper and it's not really giving contour. But just for that reason alone, that's why I said in the beginning that hers were an honorable mention, because everybody else is be able to give deeper shades than you can and at a more affordable price. So what are we doing, Charlotte? What are we doing? Okay, now let's get into the blushes. So I'm gonna start off with another cream blush that I feel like is better than the Charlotte Tilbury. So these are the Alamar Colette Concentrate blushes. This is the shade Frezza a Daisy. So if y'all remember, I did a comparison of this along the Charlotte Tilbury. So we're gonna pull them out and do it again. As far as swatches go, I do like the fact that the Charlotte Tilbury one is matte, but at the same time I still set it with another one because I feel like once you blend it out, it goes away into nothing. So I'm gonna do Frezza next to it, and it has a little bit of shimmer in it, so I kind of want to mix both of these together and see how they work out in the future on my face. So this is Charlotte Tilbury and this is the Alamar Frezza one. So I feel like they would look nice together and just put like a powdery blush on top, a red powder blush on top that I have coming soon. So, but yeah, so again, it's an honorable mention because that's the only shade she has that matches me. I have like 2 or 3 other shades from this brand that I can use. They're shimmery, but it's like I always set my cream products with powder anyway, so that's why I picked the Alamar over the Charlotte Tilbury one, because like at the end of the day, she only has one shade I can use. All the other shades are going to be too light, and you know, I'd rather just use other things. So there you go. So on to some more blushes. Now unfortunately this brand I found out is being discontinued, or maybe it's just going to her website and that's it, and they don't sell it at Sephora anymore. These are the Item Beauty cream blushes in Blush and Light. I have the shade Admitted and the shade I'm Crushing. I love the formula on these. Like the formula on these is amazing. It took for them to go on clearance for me to like pay it any attention, but honey, the formula on these is amazing. So if you can find them, I don't know if Item Beauty is gonna start going to TJ Maxx like other brands that are at Sephora have been going to TJ Maxx, but if they do, reach for them, grab them, snatch them. If you see them on her website, they are worth a regular price. So this is the shade I'm Crushing. This is more of like a orangish type shade, but I feel like this is an orange that works better for some of my skin tone. So I like that fact that she had inclusive shades in addition to having other shades, because my whole issue was with Charlotte, I feel like she always only has one shade that works for dark skin tone, so that way you can't clock up for saying it's not inclusive. But it's like, it's still not really inclusive if there's only one shade out of everything you do that works for me, but everybody else across the board can wear everything you make. Like, so it's still not a legitimate being inclusive situation. Anyway, this is the shade Admit from Item Beauty, and honey, this color is great. It's a nice berry tone shade. I know it doesn't look as deep on camera as it does in real life, but honey, these blushes are amazing. They're so easy to blend out. You can blend them over powder, you can blend it before you put on powder. Like, the formula on this is extremely nice and easy to work with. So I feel like it'd be good for beginners if you want to use cream blush and you don't want to, you know, worry about it going everywhere and you end up looking crazy. Because some ones I'm about to show you, you would end up looking crazy if you try to do it, and I looked crazy myself, and I am like somewhat versed in makeup. So next I have the Juvia's Place cream blushes. Now I love the pigmentation on these, but you just got to be careful with these. My friend said she puts them on the back of her hand and then takes the brush and then wipes it on her face, because if you try to do the dot on each side, it's going to blend out a million times over. You will have way too much product, which I totally agree with. I've used all 3 of my shades now. So I have Pink Lady, I have Barbie Rose, and then I have I don't remember the name of the berry tone one. I think it's called Sweet Berry or something like that. But yeah, I've used all 3 of these, and y'all saw me use this one on camera, the Barbie Rose, and honey, y'all saw I was looking crazy putting 2 dots on my face. I don't know what I thought I was doing, because Juvia's Place was giving all of the pigmentation, so I had to scale it back and do a whole bunch of stuff to fix that situation. And since then I've done 1 dot on each time and still had to on each side, and still had to like calm it down quite a bit. Matter of fact, when I used the berry one and I had put 1 down on each side, I still had to tone it down, because honey, it was a whole thing. But these blushes are amazing. Oh my goodness, I love these blushes. It's just you have to use a light hand. So if you're willing to use a light hand and get these, I would definitely recommend them. But like, if you don't want to have to use a light hand and you still want the product to work, then I would definitely say go with the Rare Beauty ones. So I bought the set that had the shade Encourage and Truth. I got a sample of Peace and a sample of Happy. So the funny thing is, I use the Juvia's Place ones more than I use these, even though these are so much easier to work with. I'll probably start using this one pretty soon because I like mauve blushes, and when I do my like everyday makeup look when I'm in a rush and I don't have time to do all the crazy stuff you see now, I usually like to wear blushes like these that match the mauve eye tone looks that I do. But the formula on these is really nice for sure. When I first tried it, I thought it was amazing because it looks really pigmented, but unlike the Rare Beauty ones, when you unlike the Juvia's Place ones, when you blend it out, it blends out really sheery and nice, and you don't have to worry about as much pigmentation as in the Juvia's Place ones. So if you like a lot of pigmentation, then I'd say maybe put the Juvia's Place ones on when you start off your makeup, and then put your foundation on top. So then that way, no matter how much blush you have on underneath, the foundation will cover it up, but you'll still have like your underpainted blush on. That's the best way. I feel like the Juvia's Place will work if you want to just do the dots on your face, as opposed to like, you know, having to put it on the back of your hand and do all that, because I know some people don't like to do that. So the Juvia's Places probably underpaint, and then with the Rare Beauty ones, you can just put it on top after you put on all your cream products and your concealer and all that, and it'll blend out nicely and easily. So those are the two I have. I only have a couple of them left. So I have the, what is these, About Face Cheek Freak Blush Balm. This is the shade Big O. This is a nice burgundy-ish red shade that I thought was unique and nice. This was the only one I bought, though I don't own anymore. I was tempted to get some more, but this was the only one I stuck with right now. I actually like About Face, and I feel like it's a brand that's slept on, so y'all might see it in a brands you're sleeping on that you shouldn't video, because I definitely think she has a lot of great products to offer, and people just don't appreciate them, and you need to be appreciating them, girl. The lip liners are really nice. The liquid lipsticks are amazing. I haven't tried any lip gloss. The eye paints, some of them were okay to me, some of them didn't work as well as I was hoping they would, but they're still a good product. The shimmery one they just came out with, that blue one I gave y'all in the video, honey, it's giving. So she has a lot of great products, but I feel like I don't really hear people talking about her brand that much. I don't know if it's because she doesn't really send out PR like that, or people just don't associate Halsey with makeup, and that's why. But I feel like she has a lot of great products that people just sleep on, and you know, you need to stop sleeping. You need to wake up. Wake up, girl. No. So the last one I have to talk about, of course, is Patrick Ta. We couldn't do this video without Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimensions blush palette. This is the original one he first came out with. Y'all know the other one has like the frosted situation going on with the new one that people did not like at all. But this is what it looks like. If you all remember, my little plastic thing broke off, so I don't have one on, but hopefully my creams are still okay. They still feel okay, so my creams are still good, and the colors in here were absolutely stunning, amazing, wonderful. Everyone loves them. Ooh, I wonder if that red one to be a dupe for this right here, but this looks a little more chocolate. But I kind of want to put the red with this one to see how it looks from About Face, just because it looks really nice. Anyway, random side note, but yeah, I love this palette. I hope he comes out with another one this year, and it doesn't have the highlighters in it, because people weren't really feeling the highlighter gel and then the powder that went on top of the highlighter gel. I personally wasn't feeling the highlighter myself, and then the colors he picked were like way too light. But the funny thing is, people asked him for those colors, because when he came out with this one, everybody said they were too pigmented, they were too deep, even though you could blend them out with a light hand. But everybody was complaining about it. So when he came out with the lighter one, and then nobody bought it, nobody liked it, I'm sure he was confused, because it's like, this is what you asked for. You asked me for this, I gave it to you, and now you're complaining about it. Because I saw him giving away that palette for free when you bought a certain amount on his website. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely not going well. But that's why I feel bad for brands sometimes, because like, we ask them for certain things, and then you don't appreciate it when you get it, and then they end up with a whole bunch of stock. So that might be why sometimes they just do whatever they want, because they feel like it's not going to work out the way they expect it to. Or they could just have different reasons that I'm not going to get into, because, you know, I'll start a slow box and we'll be sitting here for 20 minutes talking about it. But yeah, those are all the cream products I had to talk about with you all today. So those are my favorite cream blushes, cream bronzers, and my token cream highlighter I like to put in my foundation. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.